Hello, general video instructions for Ecodecoder model HU100. This is the tool. Let's see its parts. This is the tension handle, the whole body with the key profile and leading channels. Also, through the whole tool there is this thin sheet of metal with this tip here. We will call it lever. This is how you engage with the wafers inside of the lock. And here is a small guide pin attached to it, which will help you to go through the leading channels and guide you through the lock. Now, as you know the tool, let's jump to our lock. And first thing you need to know is how to safely insert and extract the tool from the lock. Now, you get the tool like this, folded, but this is not how you do the insertion and extraction. As you can see, the tool is stuck. I can force it in, I can force it out, but it will cost me the lever because I'll bend this small tip here. So to safely perform insertion and extraction, just pull your lever all the way back so the guide pin is here. And now you can safely insert and extract the tool. Okay, now one of the very important steps is to use WD-40. Spray it nicely inside of the lock. Use some random key to move to work all the wafers, or just simply do it with the tool. Insert it with the right direction. We will talk about it later. And just go through every lever to work it out. So now the lock is sprayed with WD-40. We now know how to insert the tool safely. Next step is to find if the orientation we have inserted the lock in is correct. We do it like this. We insert the tool, and then with the guide pin we go through the levers and see what happens. As you can see, my guide pin just drops in and nothing happens. But if I flip the tool and do the same thing again, you can even see that there is the spring here, and this is exactly the orientation that we need. This is the right orientation. Now, we are inside of the lock. This is the right orientation. Next step is to apply tension. You apply tension with this tension handle. You can do it like this. Basically, I'm just trying to rotate the lock either clockwise or counterclockwise. With this orientation of the lock, counterclockwise will unlock the car and clockwise will lock it. For filming reasons, I'll do it clockwise, so like locking the car. Now you can give tension like this, simply by pulling on or pushing on the handle, or I prefer to support the tool like this. And I'll do it for main reason of it is just a little bit more control over the amount of tension, and when I need to release a little bit of tension, it gives me way more control over it. Now you can also flip your handle like this, just to give you a little bit more comfort while performing the picking. And I prefer to work like this, so this is my orientation. Now next step is the amount of tension. It should be enough to engage the wafers inside of the lock. So you start low, then you increase the tension if you don't feel anything here. We will talk about it a little bit later. And the next important part is your tension should not be enough to engage the clutch system in some of the locks. As you can see, I can freely rotate the core, but actually the hardware that unlocks or locks the car do nothing. This is the safety feature, we'll call it clutch. So your tension should be less than what's needed to engage the clutch. Now as we know our tension, we apply it, we hold it, and now we will search for the stiff lever. What I mean, here you can see, pay close attention to my finger, I just do very light taps here, and you can see the springy movement of the whole lever. So this channel corresponds to one of the wafers inside of the lock, and this wafer is set, or it's not set, it's just not the time to set it, so we leave it like this. If I go here, you can see the spring, so this lever is also, we don't need to do anything with it. And this one, you can clearly see it's very stiff. Even visually, you can see the difference between this and this one, and you can also feel it. Again, I do very light taps here. If I do it strong enough, the whole lever became a spring, and it will misguide you. You can see now it acts like the spring if I apply enough pressure here. Now with light taps you can see it's not springy, it's stiff. And now what I'll do, I'll apply a little bit more force here. I'll hold it like this, and then I'll slightly release my tension. Force here, and I release a tension just a little bit until it pops down, and now the whole lever is springy. Now I'll do the same probably here. Yeah, this one is stiff. Applying more force here and releasing the tension. Okay, now both these positions are springy. Now this one is stiff. Very good. Now this one is stiff. Okay. Check everything you already set. Because of anti-picking, while setting another one, the one you already set can jump out. So now in the upper row of the leading channels, everything is springy, will go down, and here it's a little bit difficult to see if the lever is actually springy. For example, this one is stiff, but if I do it like this, you cannot visually see it. Everything, you actually need to train your fingers to feel this small amount of force that spring inside of the lock is giving you back. So actually every lever here in the bottom row is stiff. So I'll set this one, and now this one is springy. But as you can see, if I do it like this, you cannot actually see it. It's just a small amount of force I can feel with my finger. So now this is everything you need to know about it. I'll just do a quick opening, and then I'll show you how to actually read the code. Okay, now the lock is open. I'll even show you this part. It's not the clutch system, it's actually open. And now, as the lock is open, we will jump to see how to decode it. Okay, now the lock is open, and while holding it like this, we can simply go with our guide pin through those positions and see where it stops. This will be our depth. Now, one thing I want you to know, especially with the door locks of HU100, they have a lot of play. So if I read the code in this position it's one depth, but if I push the tool in the other direction of the plate, it will be another depth. So you need to find yourself some midpoint like this, and then it starts from the top. So this is the first position, second position is down here, third, and etc. So first position is code depth 1. Second position is between 2 and 1. Let's find our midpoint. It's something like this. Okay, it's clear 1. Third position, clear 2. Fourth position is between 3 and 2, so we will choose the next depth. Between 3 and 2, it will be 2. Then we have again 2, very deep code. This one is 2, 1, and 1. Very deep code, very interesting. Now, as you know how to read the code, we need to extract our tool. We go in the neutral position of the lock. We pull our lever all the way back here, and now we can safely extract the tool. This is all you need to know about Ecodecoder model HU100.